Hey guys, so today what I am doing is I am cooking breakfast and I want to talk about really one thing that most people could really do to grow their business. And it's very different than most people think. It's not going to be a tactical video where it's like, you got to do this thing and this thing, this thing. It's more of a way to kind of train the way you think to be able to not sabotage and let opportunities kind of go by you. So, as I'm speaking about sabotage, one of the hardest things for me is getting lighting right. So I have like this light, but just the bane of my existence when it comes to doing a YouTube channel is I don't really know that much about photography. So I have to like learn all this stuff. Like I had to learn about like, getting a better quality camera versus getting a low quality camera. I have to learn about like lighting as well as angle of the light. And I never really started a YouTube channel to like become like a photographer, I started a YouTube channel because I just wanted to share my message. I wanted to be able to kind of like educate people on what it actually takes to grow a business consistently. So, but that's just a side tangent. Yeah. But that's the big thing. Okay, that's actually into my point that I wasn't thinking about. When it comes to, and this is actually inspired because I was watching a basketball game the other night, and there was two different types of players. The first player is someone that is very technically sound. They know how to do all the different dribble moves. They have like all like the prettiest looking jump shots. They know how to do everything like textbook correct. But when it came down to winning the game, the person was unable to do that because they had to have everything be the perfect situation in order for them to use their perfect move set. The other type person is someone who's very, very scrappy. It doesn't look like they're that technically sound. They have the technique down to a certain degree, but they don't really focus on that. They know that when they need to score points, they can do whatever it takes to go and actually reach that goal and score those points. I just remembered I'm wearing my CFR jersey. That's my name of my company. Corporate Fitness Revolution is the name of the company. I do a DBA as like a Bryce Subs training and stuff, but I'll tell you more about that later. Also, side tangent, if you want some help growing your business, like maybe you've been thinking about growing your business, but it's just not quite going the way you want or the way you thought it would, go ahead and click the link inside the description to book a call with myself to see if I can help you inside of a program. So back to what we were saying. It came down at the end of the game with the two players. The one where like on paper should look like they should win every single thing just because of how technically sound they were. Versus this person who was scrappy. The person who was scrappy won the game. Because it came down to one thing. It wasn't about skill set. It wasn't about how good they were. It wasn't about experience. It was they need to get a bucket. When the chips are down, you need to go and make something happen. Being able to go and to abandon the textbook, abandon perfection, and go get to what you need to do. That is the point that most people struggle with, and that's the biggest thing. You'd be so surprised how many people when it comes to pulling the trigger on what they need to do in their life, they kind of shy away from the moment. And if you're someone that's done that in the past, it's not really your fault that happens, right? Like in a lot of cases, like as we're trying to get more successful in life, a lot of like our teaching just in life just has taught us not to go for what we want. I mean, even when I was playing basketball, I was kind of like the technique guy where it's like, I would try to do like the layup line. They said I had to shoot with my left hand. I shot with my left hand. But when it actually came to doing stuff, like in the game, it was really hard because the game required me to be flexible. But all my teaching had taught me to be very rigid, right? And that's like something I had to like learn how to do. And like if you're anything like me, then it's like, you have to kind of like learn to kind of let go of all of that technique and that training, and sometimes just be able to just go get a bucket, just make it simple and just go, right? That's what it takes. Like you'd be so surprised. Like a lot of times what happens in this is something I had to learn this for years. It wasn't hard to start my business once I committed to starting the business, and like I just said to myself, I might not be perfect at this, I might not have a million years of experience, I might not know every single thing about accounting, bookkeeping, I might not know anything about sales, but I'm just going to do whatever it takes to go and reach that goal. Whether that's, doing a bunch of consultation calls, people said no to me. And it's like, people hear, like when I talk about like, my story of growing my accounting firm, I went 0 for 35 of my first 35. Technically, it was 0 for 36, but one of them actually changed their mind, right? That was 36 times. And like people like wasn't that upsetting? It's like, yeah, every single time that someone said no, it was upsetting. Like I would take like the rest of the day off and I would just kind of like be very sad. I'm like, man, is this ever gonna work? Am I ever gonna do it? Like I even start having thoughts where it's like, well, maybe I'm just not a business owner. Like maybe like starting a business just ain't gonna work for me. Maybe some people are business owners, some people just aren't. And I was like, man, I don't know, right? So it's not like no one's born with this stuff. No one's born with the ability to go do like sales calls. No one's born with the ability, like some people might be more predisposed to do it, but they still had to learn a script, right? So if you're not quite where you want to be, like it's okay, right? Everyone has to start to a certain place. And it's like the only difference between me and you is not that I'm like, different, I'm like gifted. It's just I've done what you're trying to do, but I've been doing it for like the last 10 years. That's the only difference, right? That's the only difference. Like I was looking yesterday, and I got a notification that we hit 40,000 members inside of our Facebook group for like accountants and bookkeepers. And I was like, man, when I first got started, I expected to have like a lot. I'd never really thought about getting 40 or 50,000 people actually come to think about it and say it out loud, right? Because my plan was just to get like 24,000 members inside of there, and then like that would really be what I needed to hit like a certain goal I had. And I looked up and it's like 40,000. It wasn't like it was that hard to do, but I just needed to start. Once I needed to start, it was 10,000 times easier than what I ever expected it to do, right? And that's kind of the power we live in with the internet nowadays, because the internet makes things 10 times easier. If you would have tried to start an accounting business like maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago, that would have been terribly, terribly hard to do. For example, one of our students, he actually started his business, let's say he started back in the 80s. The only real marketing method that he had was like mailers. Like for a tax season, he sent out 80,000 mailers. Like 80,000 mailers in one tax season. Right? Now, his business did blow up and like got really big from that, but he was doing like mostly taxes. The reason why he's a student in our mentorship program was because he wanted to start moving away from taxes and adding a little more of like monthly accounting and bookkeeping services, but that was something he was really having trouble doing. But it's like, that was the option, right? But the internet makes things so easy. Like, think about it. 80,000 letters, that would cost, back in the 80s, I think it was what, I think stamps were going to be probably like 35, 40 cents. Let's say all together with ink and printing and paper and everything costs 50 cents. That's $40,000 this man had to spend on advertising for his business in order to even start getting clients. You have the ability to go on Facebook and message 100 people, and then one of them is going to start paying you $1,000 to $2,000 a month. So it's like, you're in the best time period ever. You just have to go and attack and just break out of that, I have to have everything right. I have to know every single step ahead of time. No, you don't. You're never going to know every single step ahead of time. You can have a plan, you can have like outline, like, because we'll give you a plan and outline inside of our program, but within there's an adjustment that needs to be made. Like, we're going to have to help you like adjust. Like, what happens if, maybe you start out and you say like, my niche is going to be like, landscapers. Okay, you get in there, you hate landscapers. Okay, well, we have to adjust. Maybe we switch it to construction people, right? That's also another reason why I tell people don't like niche down before you start getting clients. Like, you can niche down once you have like 2 or 3 clients and like maybe you start like liking the niche, yeah. But ahead of time, before you get on those clients, don't niche down. Unless you've worked with someone at your job. I have a student in my program, and for her, she's worked in an accounting firm with different industries, so she already knows who she likes versus who she doesn't like. That is an exception to the rule, right? So she knows who she actually wants to go as a niche, but she's technically starting her business, but she's already been doing this accounting and bookkeeping at a small business level for a number of years because she's working her job. Whew. Okay, awesome guys. That's what I really wanted to say today. I believe in you. I'm rooting for you, and I'm watching from afar. Okay, I see you inside the comments. I'm trying to comment back every single time I get a comment now, just because like it's just so easy for me not to do it. So I might as well just comment, interact with you. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know what are some things you're either struggling with, or some things that you want some advice or some help on. And I'll be sure to start making some more videos that are a little bit more customized to what I'm kind of seeing in the comments, right? Because I'm figuring out like where I want the channel to go, and I think I want it to be like more kind of driven by you guys, right? So if that's you, I'd love to see you inside the comment section. Also, if you want some help growing your business, click the link, book the call. Let's see if we can help you, okay? If you've been watching any of our videos, there's probably a good chance that you think that it can help you. It's just really overcoming maybe like, are you ready to do it, or do you really want to kind of get the stuff that you say you want to do? If you really want to go and get the goals you say you want to do, book the call, because that's all it takes. It's always just one phone call away from reaching the life that you want. Like, you might see like the testimonies, you might see like the success stories, you might see the students we've helped, and it's like, well, I don't know if that can happen for me. It's like, well, why can't it happen for you? I don't think you're that. Some people kind of think that they're really special, that they're like a special case. There are no special cases. All of it works the same. It's just really about getting out of your own way, and like we said, being able to go get that bucket. When the chips are down, becoming the person you need to be in order to go get that bucket. That's all we got to do in this game. Okay? So if you want to learn how to do that, if you want to see if this can be a good fit for you, go ahead and click the link inside the description, book the call. Let's see if I can help you out. Okay? Talk to you soon. Have a good one.